Did you guys in any way, any form think of prenup at all? Did he ever cross it?
She asked me this question.
Walk me through your investment approach. From our conversation now, it means that you don't invest individually. So how do you guys invest?
We are making a big force over the earth spinning another 24 hours, baby. That's literally what it is. Like, what's the difference between 31st and 1st?
I say I don't agree.
I'm asking, what's the 31st and 1st?
Rice and chicken.
Yes. Making money for us, like, it's not the actual goal.
Yeah.
Like, we together want to build wealth that at the end of our lives, one, we can transfer to kids, and also we can enjoy. You have to wake up. You have to
The
wake up.
hustle culture.
I hate that
He
statement.
really hates
Which thing?
Go hard. I pay for my home. I'm not living under a bridge.
So the other day I was on my own. This babe just sent me a message on Instagram that she saw something about two-income household where a girl was lamenting that her husband doesn't know what she makes and she doesn't see the need why her husband should know what she makes, and the husband should provide financially 100%. And some people were saying, oh, she's correct, while other people were like, what the heck? That people should take responsibility, that the economy is not what it used to be. So I have my friends who are happily married, and I decided to bring them on the podcast so that they can talk about how they manage their income since it's a two-income household. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Okay, just to confirm on camera, you guys are working back. What do you guys do?
I step up.
Why are you not serious?
Raji, be serious. Since people are listening, they want to
I'm
learn.
a very serious person, people. Okay. I'm a software engineer.
Yeah, we're both software engineers.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the first questions I have for you guys is like, how early did you guys talk about money in your relationship?
I don't think we ever had that formal discussion. But I think that it was as early as the first couple of months after we started dating. Like, there was no point in our relationship where we sat down and we're like, okay, this is how we like, or this is how we like to handle money.
Okay.
But we had several instances in our relationship where we each had the chance to handle money.
Okay.
And I think we just saw that in our actions, right, with how we were with money, and it just made sense. Like, okay, this is the kind of person that I would like to build a life with.
Okay.
I've seen how they handle money, and I don't have to have this conversation with them because their action definitely speaks louder than what they would say. So it just made sense.
So there was never a point where talking about money was weird for you guys?
Never.
Oh, okay.
Was there?
No, never.
Did you ever feel weird about money with me?
No, never.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. No. I never felt weird about money.
Yeah.
But it's just that there was one difference I noticed between us when we were dating. Is that when it comes to gifting, Kaide is a grand gifter. It's like it doesn't matter how
Expensive stuff.
he doesn't like he doesn't matter what it is. Like he thinks big in terms of gifting when he wants to gift you stuff. Me, I think of what is it that you don't have kind of thing. Like it doesn't matter how much it is, but it's like it's something that is missing. This in your life, kind of, that I think it would be nice to fill in the missing piece. Like the first gift he gave me when we were not even dating then, it was a Kindle. Even on the train back from Prague, Amsterdam, that period. But I was telling me, put Kindle on your list. I said, nobody's going to give me a Kindle. It's over 300 euros. Nobody's going to give me a Kindle. Like because at that point, the point where I was in my life, I wasn't financially buoyant enough to gift somebody a Kindle. So, and he gifted me the Kindle, and my mouth was ajar. I said, you don't even know me where. He gifted. So yeah, that's the one difference. It wasn't uncomfortable, but it was like, as he gifted me that Kindle, I said, Jesus, will I be able to reciprocate these gifts that he has given me, kind of thing.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So when I was watching that video you sent me about the girl talking about her household and income and all of that, there was something she mentioned where she said that her partner doesn't need to know her finances. So like, I want to know how early did you guys know your finances, or do you guys know what each person has, or was there a point where you were like, okay, I want to know what you make, I want to know what you make? Do you guys know your net worth?
I mean, now we do.
Okay, but before then,
when we were dating, I don't think we had that conversation. But whenever it came to money, one thing I noticed was that we were both honest and transparent.
Yeah.
I never for once doubted her when she tells me, oh, this is how much I earned. Because I knew how much her net salary was. I knew her gross too, right? And she knew mine. And even when we both had two jobs, we knew exactly how much each person was taking in. When it came to money, I think it was just the fact that we were transparent from the jump, and that eliminated the need for us to sit down to have that conversation because we're already transparent. Like we just knew, and it just made sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I would say like knowing each other's finances, how did it help you people in terms of like maybe planning? You know, like because I feel like it's very important for you to know, so you can also know what to ask for or where you guys are at a certain level of your life, right? Like let's say for example, you want to buy a car. Some people will be like, okay, they get me a car. If you don't know what he's making, you wouldn't know if he can afford it. So you guys knowing each other's finances, how did that help?
Yeah, I think right now it's more of it's not one person is earning what and the other person is earning what. It's like what is the house what is the house earning? Like for us, the home is an entity, is a financial entity on its own. We home pays us salary, right? And home pays other things. Being transparent helps us to know what the union is worth.
Okay.
And what the union can do, which we call house. Like, can house afford to buy a car? Can house afford to buy a house? Can house afford to take a trip? If we're not transparent enough, or we didn't join that income, it's basically going to be one person's income. I'm like, can Kayode afford to buy a car? Can Kayode? Meanwhile, if I join my income with Kayode's income, probably house can afford to buy a car, or house can afford to buy. So that's what I think it helps with. It just raises the income for house and raises what house can afford.
That's fine. So it just means then that, you know what these people say, according to her in that video, she said, my money is my money and his money is our money. So it means that in that scenario, it does not exist for you guys. So it's not my money is my money, his money is our money.
No, I don't. It's not even fair, in my opinion. Want to say something?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, there's no my money and there's no her money.
Okay.
It's our money. So at the end of the month, everything that we earn goes into a pool. And then once it's in that pool, it's the total sum now. So from that pool, we pay rent, we take care of the house, we take care of personal expenses like we have. Before that money comes in, actually, right, there are some personal things that we need to sort out on ourselves. For instance, she needs to take care of stuff at home, I need to take care of stuff at home. It's in a Google Sheet, right? It's tabulated, it's transparent, everybody can see it, right? And then once all of those personal expenses have been taken care of, whatever is left goes into the pool. And from that pool now, we can pay rent, we pay for, household stuff. There's money to take care of, utilities that run the house. And then, of course, before that, we also pay ourselves individually.
No, after.
Is it after?
Yeah, we pass it after.
The stuff is on each of us.
Yeah, we calculated that.
Oh yeah. So whatever is left is split equally, and then that becomes like our pocket money.
This dynamic is very new.
So,
I have a lot of questions
now. And so in that scenario, it really doesn't matter who earns more than the other.
Yeah.
In that scenario, it's like, this is the house finances, right? And this is what runs the house. And then we can, from that pool, we can save, we can invest. I'm investing as an entity where we both own the stuff that we're investing in. Because it's our money that fuels that and that powers that.
Like, and as we usually say, it's like when I ask you stuff, I don't even say, can we afford it? It's like, baby, does house have money? That's what I ask. And you say, no, house does not have money. So I never see it as a, do you have money or do I have money? If you ask me if I have money, that's my pocket money. Is that my pocket money, part of the remaining? Yes. Different from, it's like if I want to buy orange now, I'm not thinking of, do I have money? I'm thinking, can house afford to buy orange?
Okay, that's quite very interesting and unique. This is my first time hearing something like this, because I know that the common one we know is that probably some people, maybe they say, oh, bring this particular amount, we open a house and we have a joint account and every other thing you take care of. It's somewhat similar, but you guys own is a little bit unique. So now it makes me want to now ask questions from an outside point of view. Is there no sort of like, because I'm sure, I don't know exactly who earns more than who, but as a human being, because I know that money discussion is very, very shifty and all of those things. So at some point, won't one person, let's say one person is earning significantly higher. Let's say maybe one person gets a second job and the person is maybe earning like 10,000 plus maybe like your regular income. Let's assume the regular income is 5,000. That's 15,000. Another person is earning 3,000 or 4,000. And you guys are doing the pool thing. Won't the person earning higher sort of feel a little bit, will I call it cheated in terms of like, oh, I'm bringing this much amount and this person is bringing this particular amount? Like at some point you might feel like, you know how let's say, for example, we're living in a house and every day I'm washing plates, every day I'm washing, and you're not doing much. At some point, you might not even know when resentment will start growing. So I want to know how you guys have been able to figure that aspect out, where maybe one person earns way higher than the other. So the person doesn't feel like I'm doing more than this person.
Yeah, so I think earlier on we understood that the whole one person earning more than the other person can shift at any point.
Yes.
So at some point in our relationship, when we had two jobs, I was earning significantly higher than she was earning.
Yeah.
Right. Right now, she's earning more than I'm earning because now I'm just doing one job.
Yeah.
Right? And we understand that at some point it can shift, right? And there are things in place to ensure that I get a second job, which means I will start earning higher than she would.
Yeah.
So the way we view it is not really who is earning higher than who. If she's earning higher, it's for the benefit of
The
our
house.
family
Yeah,
as a whole. If I'm earning higher, it's the same thing, right? So nothing will change in that sense. It's just that there will be more money for us, not more money for me or more money for her. Do you get?
That makes a lot of sense. I can also see how that can be beneficial. Like you said, you have to wholeheartedly think of it as one entity for you not to feel jealous. Because if you ever have to think about it as I'm bringing, he's bringing, at some point as a human being, that jealousy will come in the sense that, oh, I'm doing more than this person. But if you see it as it is you doing it, like it is one person, you cannot be jealous of yourself.
Exactly.
So that's the way it has to. So you have to get to that point where you accept that it is one.
Yeah.
And not Kayode, Raji, but Kayode and Raji.
I also think it also depends on the person
You're
that
dealing
you're
with.
dealing with.
Exactly.
Right? He's not a lao spender. Like, and I'm not a lao spender. So it's not like he maybe if he I'm the kind of person that if he drops money, maybe there's money in house, I will just go and out of the whim just take 600 euros and go and purchase, I don't know, something.
Yeah.
Gucci bag.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I'm not that kind of person. He's also not that kind of person. And really, I don't even know if it's a joint account kind of thing. Is it a joint account?
What's that?
Like, is it a joint account that we run? I don't see it as a joint account, because if he has more money, right, and he's not bringing inside, what are you going to do with it? Really, like I've never understood it as, maybe if you're okay, say you're richer than your spouse, what do you want to do?
Okay.
Kind of. If I have my pool of money, and we are now eating from his income, what would happen? Like, say that money finishes now and I have money to do something and I want to do something, I won't be able to do it because I'm hoarding my own money. But if I bring it together, we are richer, right? As a union, we are richer. We can go on trips, we can do stuff. So I think that mentality comes in when we still think about my money and his money. But for us, it's house money. Is a house rich? If house is rich, we are rich.
Okay.
That's what it is. So it's house rich. If house is rich, we get more allowance. And we have more allowance, we can do more stuff.
Okay, so now it's like, so let's say for example, right? I'm just trying to ask as much question as possible for people that might want to implement this now, right? So let's say for example now that, as you said, it's your pocket money, his pocket money. If you guys are bringing, let's assume the person earning higher, right? And you guys split the income. But then you know that as an individual, if you guys were not doing that split, let's say you have something that you want to buy, you could have been able to afford it. But because now you guys are bringing it together, maybe you're now taking lesser pocket money home. And the thing you're buying would not benefit the both of you, but it will just benefit you. That pocket money is not enough. But if you were an entity on your own, you could have not thought twice before spending that money. How do you navigate that part?
We have a conversation about it,
Okay.
right? So because the money is coming into a pool, the individual, like, let's say her in this case, would be like, okay, so I have this upcoming expense, right, that my pocket money will not be able to cover, or how do we navigate that? And then we look, because we have a spreadsheet where we track every monthly expense at least at a high level, not every single penny. We look at the spreadsheet and we're like, okay, we can take from here, we can take from here, we can take from here. Savings, we can reduce it for this month to cover for this particular expense, right? And that way we reach a certain kind of like compromise where it's like, okay, we still get the same, say, pocket money in this case, but this particular need is taken care of. It's the dynamics that comes when you are in a relationship with someone, right? You are no longer two but one in this case. So you cannot take decisions from a single point of view. It has to be a joint effort, right? And it's not always easy. I mean, it's easier said than done. The individual that you're talking to also has to be responsive to your needs. They have to understand that this is also important to you and not just some expense that you just want to make out of the wind, because you both have plans, but then things change, things happen. And the individual also has to understand that, okay, this is quite important to you, so we need to make sacrifices on behalf of the family or the house just to satisfy this personal desire, this personal need. So you have the conversation, be like, Afa, in like 2 months or in 3 months, so I have a friend or my mom is coming, we'll need to book her flight, and then we'll now sit down and say, okay, this is how much the house will be getting this month, this is how much we are able to afford.
Okay.
So we'll have that conversation about the finances. Because we are transparent already, we know how much is coming into the house to get. It's easy to have that conversation.
Yeah, let me say something. As much as Petrakids, we're not also stingy to ourselves, kind of. So our pocket money is pocket money, like you want to eat Chinese or you want to go and
buy
play,
stuff for yourself.
you want to buy stuff for yourself. That's what pocket money is. Expenses, because as much as we have the family tracker, we have individual expense tracker, and what you contribute to the house, it comes after. For example, right now I have more family expenses
Than he does.
right? So in that particular place, it's raised a couple of months ago, right? I they do my hair, they do hair. My hair is more expensive. My hair bill is there. My nail bill is there. My massage bill.
I don't know why it's there, but
My massage bill is there. He doesn't do massage. He doesn't do nail. He doesn't, because my expense is more than his expense. Because I go do my hair, and he did not say remove it and go and take it from your
Pocket money.
from your pocket money, because no, it's an expense.
Okay.
Do you get? So that's why it just never gets to the part where you just feel bad. He has a couple of expenses, like all the one subscription, football, and chess subscription, all of those things. And I will not say remove because it gives him joy and it's an expense. So run it is your thing, and it's also not part of your pocket money. But you will not go and write Chinese there. That's part of your pocket money. Yeah.
If I'm to work with you guys' method, it will have to be a lot of me coming to actualization that we are one. I don't know, maybe because I have been independent a lot, so I like the idea of my money, right? So now I want to ask, do you individuals, not entity of Adaye Lagos, as individuals, do you also have your own maybe savings? Or do you get, apart from the pocket money, or from the pocket money, do you also do a personal Chidima Aye Lagos saving, Kayade Aye Lagos saving? Or the savings, the house does the savings, the house does the investment, and then the pocket money is it as you want. You don't need to bother about saving. Do you have your money and his money in as much as we have the house Aye Lagos money?
Prior to us becoming a union, we both had our individual savings and investment account. So I had savings and investment accounts with Revolut, with Sparkasa, and then I had an investment account. I still have I had, because now it's no longer mine. I had an investment account with Trade Republic, where I invested in stocks and bonds, right? And this was before we became a union. And then she had her savings and investment account with Commerce Bank. Right? So we had this separate entity before we became a union. But after we became a union, there's no more I'm saving for myself and she's saving for herself. Right? It's now a family thing. So my personal Trade Republic investment became the family's investment account. So any money we want to invest, we invest into that. So whatever fund I had built up until now becomes the family's fund. So if something happens to either one of us as family member, God forbid, now and we need emergency fund that we can quickly liquidate, we liquidate from there. Because now it's a family fund account, right? Every monthly investment that we are making, because the alternative would be to keep that aside and then open an investment account for the family, and then you already have this mental block where you are separating mentally your finances from the family's finances.
I know
which
that.
In my view doesn't mean that you are totally a unit. It means that there's still that individuality. I mean, of course, to a certain extent, right, we're still individuals, but when it comes to our finances, we try to make it so much that it's the family's finance, right? So she still has her Commerce Bank savings, and I have my Revolut investment, but we understand that this investment can be used for the betterment of the family at any point in time. So we are not liquidating that and bringing it into, we're like, okay, we know this money is there, it's in my account, it's in your account, but if anything happens where we need money for the family, we can take it from there. So there's no close down your account and bring it. No, we didn't do any of that.
And then I think it's also kind of that the way we did it just also kind of give it some sense of individuality, kind of, because I'm not in charge of the stocks, right? He's in charge of the stocks, because coming into the union, he had more stocks than I did. So I just transferred my stocks to join with him. Coming into the union, I had more crypto than he did. I invested more in crypto than he did. So now I run the
Crypto
crypto
account.
investments, right, in my account. He runs the stocks in his account. So it still gives the sense of individuality, kind of, because you are still continuing in your area of strength,
Okay.
kind of, when we are doing that. So and
For the
then
betterment of the family.
yeah, but for the betterment of the family, and then even if we do the individual thing, yeah, as I got married to him, his problem is my problem. Right? There's no way that he will have a problem now, and I have money somewhere, and I'm now watching him suffer. So what's the point? But all this thing works with also the person that,
Yeah, because
because
that's
if you
what
go
I
and
wanted
meet
to
a
say.
wicked person,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that maybe you bring a need and the person tell you no, absolutely not on what, yeah, you begin to feel bad. But that has never happened all through the years of dating. It has never happened even now. Sometimes I still feel like, because I wouldn't say maybe I was single for so long. That's why they say you should marry early. There are sometimes when bills come up that in the middle of the month, and I'll be thinking, hey, Jesus Christ, where will I get this money from? And he reminds me, bring it to the house, let's discuss it. Do you get? And I bring it to the house, and it's solved, because the house will find a way to foot that bill. So just know the person you're with and make sure the person is a wicked person.
I'm very, very happy that it works for you people and you guys understand yourselves. Like, I can see, because I know you guys very well, I can see how that will work perfectly without a problem. But there are some people that are so terrible with money that I feel like this approach would not work.
Yeah.
Do you get? So I think I like the fact that you guys have found what works for you, and I'm very happy about that.
And another thing is that it's super transparent.
Yeah,
Do you
exactly.
get? So
Yeah.
it's not like it's individual accounts, but he can open my phone now, open my Binance. I
Yeah.
can open his phone, I open his Trade Republic. Do you
Yeah.
get? So you know that the person can open it. So if you go and at the end of the month, we have an investment sheet where you write what is there now. So if, for example, now I never open it one day, maybe jokingly, the money don't reduce. I'll
Yeah,
ask you, say, okay,
exactly.
what's thing happen?
Exactly.
Do you
That's
get?
what I want to discuss,
Exactly.
because now that you guys, from our conversation, you guys don't have a joint account per se where everybody is seeing what the house is worth. Like, the stocks is in his account, the Binance is his account. There are some people that might be very, very extravagant, that you maybe in your head, house stocks is 20,000 euros. One day you say, maybe open house stocks, they 5K.
I was watching this Netflix show about money. I don't remember the exact title right now. I think,
Is it How to Get Rich?
where the guy was interviewing various
Yes,
couples.
it's How to Get Rich, yeah.
Yeah. And I was in a particular couple where the man is very, very terrible. Look, he was very, very terrible with money.
Yeah.
Like, he could spend
Exactly.
upwards of
that's
$300,
exactly.
$400 on games, and the woman was very, very concerned.
Yeah.
Right? In that kind of situation, right? This kind of arrangement
exactly.
would not work, because this person is
Exactly.
bad with money.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I wanted.
And I think
to, like,
what worked for us, or why this works for us, is that coming into the relationship
Relationship,
individually, we're kind of conscious about money, and we had good personal relationships with money.
That's
So it was easy to just merge that in, and it was just easy,
Yeah.
really.
So it's not like do what works for you, because there are some people that you meet, they're not terrible human beings. They are not. It's not like they are unmarriable or so. I don't know the English, but they just don't have
money is not just their core strength.
And then it's like one person in the house has the money strength, while the other person has other strength. And in that case, the one person is the one that manages the finances, the other manages other part. So if that is what works, honestly, it's fine also. But this one,
Oh, thank you guys so much. Like this, it makes a lot of sense.
Also just making money for us, like, it's not the actual goal.
Yeah.
Like, we together want to build wealth that at the end of our lives, one, we can transfer to kids, and also we can enjoy, towards the tail end of our lives. So in the course of building wealth, of course, you would make money.
Yeah.
And it's what you do with that money that determines how much wealth you can accumulate towards the end. So we have that understanding, and it just works for us.
That makes sense. I like that you also brought the idea of kids. I want us to take a little break, play a little game, and then we'll continue with the next session. The name of this game is called Underrated or Overrated. So what it just means is that I'll say a word, or maybe a sentence, or something that is trending. You just simply tell me if it is overrated currently in the society, underrated, or accurately rated. That makes sense, Abby?
yeah.
Okay. Afrobeat, is it overrated, underrated, or accurately rated?
Accurately rated, I say.
Yeah.
Afrobeat is the shit, man.
I mean, personally, I would say accurately rated.
Accurately rated, okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you asked me this 10, 15 years ago, I wasn't a fan.
Really?
Where to go? I would rather be dead than listen to a Nigerian artist.
Really? What changed your mind?
But I have no idea. Like, I cannot say at what point my taste changed.
Yeah.
Right? But right now, it's like outside of my regular hip hop genre and artists that I listen to, my playlist is filled with Afrobeat artists from Odumodu Black to Buju to Whiskey to Davido. So I'd say right now it's accurately rated. I don't think it's overhyped.
Okay, so the second word is excessive early morning routine.
Overhyped. Like, I'm a morning person. Yeah? I can wake up, and not I can. I wake up by 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Prior to that, I used to wake up like 5.
Yeah.
I wake up by 6 a.m. If you don't have shit you are doing, there's no reason why you should be up by 6 a.m. Unless you have something you are doing. Yeah? This is the camera. Unless you have something you are doing by 6, sleep. Nobody gives 2 fucks. Do you get? I think that we like to push this narrative of go hard and you have to wake up. You have to
the hustle culture.
I hate that statement.
Which thing?
Go hard or go. I pay for my home. I'm not living under a bridge. My home is fucking expensive. I will go home. I don't give a fuck. I will go home. I hate that statement. But the whole morning routine stuff, it's like, if you don't have stuff, you are doing that. There are people who are night people, right?
Yeah.
They get their best work done
at night,
at the later hours of the day.
Yeah.
Figure out what works for you and do it. Like for me, it's in the morning. I like to wake up very early, 5, 6. I'm up. I get my shit done. When everyone is up, I'm just chilling and coasting. There are people who they can sleep throughout the day and at night. That's when. Do it, whatever works for you. Find it.
I say if you wake up, eat avocado and gado run.
Run 10 miles.
First of all, I'm a very annoyed. I'm an annoyed morning person.
I'm angered them.
Like, the only reason I am up in the morning is because like companies are up in the morning. Ah, God. Because when this boy wakes up, the first thing he says, I see dead people. No.
Okay, that's cool. But if your morning routine works for you, please do your morning routine.
Yeah, if your morning routine works for you, that's fine. If it doesn't, find what works for you.
Okay, so this brings me to the next one, which is New Year's Eve.
What's happening here? What's happening New Year's Eve?
No, like that. Some people know it's because you guys grew up in Nigeria. You know that New Year's Eve you go to church.
That's true.
You go to church in Nigeria now.
I hated that stuff.
Abroad, they kiss, they count nights.
Every ritual associated with New Year's Eve is shit. Let's go back to Nigeria. Yeah, you do crossover nights. Why?
We're crossing over today.
If I sleep and I wake up the next morning, what happens?
No, wait.
No, what happens?
No. It's because like the whole year, like
nothing has changed. It's literally the same thing. Like I'm waking up in a new day. Literally nothing has changed. It's just our perception of time that warps the whole thing. And I'm not done. and we have to make this whole ceremony around. Oh, it's a new year. No, it's just another.
But I feel because we are going through a lot. Like any small opportunities we have to celebrate. Let's celebrate.
We are making a big force over the earth spinning another 24 hours, baby. That's literally what it is. Like. What's the difference between 31st and 1st?
I say I don't agree.
I'm asking. What's the 31st and 1st? Rice and chicken. Yes. You can eat rice and chicken on 20th of August.
It's very different.
It's not different. It's the same rice.
No, it's not.
I promise you it's the same rice.
Different.
It's the same. It's the same 24 hours. The same night change from 30. I swear to God.
It's 2020. Another 2020.
It's overrated. It's overrated.
Me, I don't agree that it's overrated. I like this. I like anything that's
do you think it's rightly rated?
What's New Year's Eve?
On the height.
No, I think it's fine the way it is. Yes, I think it's the one that gives you joy. Like I like the fact. The reason why I like New Year and Christmas celebration and it's the hype around.
Yeah,
I like the hype. I love the hype. I love the Christmas market. I like the idea to come together and do chicken and eat chicken.
No, but I think right you are going off. I'm not talking about the celebration. I'm talking about just. The Eve, like Eve.
That's the idea. Yeah, so the idea of it, you feel that. Yes, I like nonsense.
Oh, you like nonsense?
I like nonsense. I like the fact that because to me, I feel like there are not a lot of things that human beings
celebrate.
So if you see something that makes you happy, if you say it is under mango tree every New Year Eve that you want to be, I love traditions. I love traditions so much.
I think that's just I think that's just why
because of this thing that you said, we are creating New Year's Eve traditions. traditions.
I'm down.
Yeah, I love the traditions.
I'm just against the whole mindlessly chasing it as per this is what society says, so let's do it. I'm fine with it. We can create a new tradition.
Yeah, because nothing else matters. Like, to be honest, you look at this life, nothing really matters. You just need to make something matter to matter.
Fair.
Okay, so I think the next one is breakfast in bed.
Heartburn now. I don't know if it's healthy.
I think it's overrated. Yeah, it's been oversold too much to
Because I
us.
can't even lie down like that.
Like there's so much that goes into that. Yeah, it's like the person has to sit in the right position, and then you have to have this.
I love breakfast in
You
bed.
have to have this. You either bring it in a tray, or they have
pour
this.
my white mattress?
No,
It's
leave it
not
down now.
pour. I don't.
Why do you have a white mattress in the first place?
Yeah.
I have white. I use white bed sheets all
That
through.
white bed. You think I'm going to come and give you?
We'll circle back to that. But let's continue.
Breakfast in
I mean,
bed.
personally, I feel it's overhyped.
Because weekends, especially weekends, I used to wake up like whenever I visit my partner, I don't even cook. He's the one that cooks.
Put on the dining table.
It's a nice.
No. No. You know,
See,
like, God, it's sweet.
if it wasn't overly overflogged in
I think it's accurately rated.
in mainstream media as much as it is right now,
Yeah.
I would say it's fine.
Yeah.
But I think there's this ridiculous expectation. Oh, you spend the night over someone's house, they have to make you eggs and
And
butter.
when I wake up, first of all,
why?
like,
No, you got brush now.
I need to know where I am first.
What about people that don't like breakfast in the first place?
You will discuss it with your partner and I believe you take it back.
You cannot give me breakfast in bed because first of all, you will not meet me in bed. Like I'm up by 5. You're not giving me breakfast in bed.
I can't.
So
You will not meet him in bed.
Have I ever met you in bed?
no, because I wake up before
You
you.
wake up before, even weekends. I don't think I can't surprise you. Maybe
So personally, for me, I think that it's overhyped.
Lunch in bed.
Do you think-
relationship with food? There's nothing that's happening.
Leave my relationship with food. Do you think it's overhyped or rightly hyped?
What breakfast
in
bed.
For me, I don't think it will work for me because when I wake up in the morning, I'm not a morning person. I need to know where I am first.
Right.
So, like, if you're carrying tray in front of me, I'm looking at you like, who are you? Where I am? Where am I? What do I do? I don't even know the day. First of all, I don't know the time. So I'm very destabilized in the morning. I love breakfast though. That's like about the only. I don't care about every other meal of the day. I care about breakfast because of tea and bread.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you should meet me because what if that was what I should put on my body? I mean, there are a lot of risks. And then my white bed sheets.
So overhyped for you.
Yeah, actually, I think it's about people that love it. I like things that people love.
But if you like it, you like it. Or
Yeah, if you
like
love
what you
it,
like.
it's beautiful for you.
Okay, so if I say let's go on now, this podcast will be like 2 hours. So now, all right, guys. So we are back in session again. So have you guys talked about the finance? How you guys will finance your kids as a couple? Can you maybe, if it's comfortable for you to talk about, can you share with me maybe?
Yeah, sure. Do we?
Can we talk about?
I mean, we haven't talked about financing the kids, but we've discussed what will happen when she gets pregnant.
Yeah.
Right, and we already have like a projection for that when she starts, because you know how it is in Germany.
Yeah.
When you get pregnant and you go on maternity leave, you earn significantly less.
Yeah.
So we have a projection of what our finances will look like at that point, but we haven't discussed. I mean, I have a couple of ideas of how I would like us to finance our kids, but we haven't had a formal conversation just yet. So
Can you give me maybe just a little case for people that probably have gotten to the stage of having kids or already have kids, like some of our friends are doing, and maybe and maybe they want to hear other people's opinion, which can help them handle their finances. Like, can you maybe give me a little, like, maybe me too? Let me learn first.
I think one thing that I have in mind is to open like a savings account for them, and make a monthly deposit on their behalf. So in my head, it's like, this is their account, right? It's separate from every other account that we own. Our personal account, our joint account, it's our kids' account. They don't have access to it until they are 18, right? And then when they are 18, we hand it over to them. It's like, okay,
I think it's responsible.
of course, we'll teach them financial responsibility and every other type of responsibility up until that point. And then when they're 18, we're like, here's your account, we open it for you. And then at 18, they have something of a liquid cash, and of course they will have learned how to handle money, how to be financially responsible, what money is, taxes. Basically, they will be financially literate. We didn't have that chance to be financially literate. Everything we know about money right now, we had to learn on our own. And this is knowledge that we will pass on to our kids and even more. And by that age, they will know what money really is in the real world, and they already have this account to get. So they kind of like have this head starts that we would not
don't
have.
have.
Do you get?
That makes
So
sense.
like that's like one idea that I had that we were going to discuss, but since that it's fine, it's like
Yeah. I mean, maybe not 18 for me. Like, it depends on, for me, it's like, I agree with the opening of the savings account. But I'm not a fan of giving too much money in the hands of young people. Like, it depends on what you want to do. If at 18 you're mature enough, so you have something you want to do with money, yes, we'll fund it from your savings account. But as by giving you the money in your hand, I don't think I'm going to do that. Like, there's something my uncle did when my cousin was 18, and that's because he had a business. He had a business that he wanted to do, and my uncle invested in it. That's the kind of, or like, we have your funds to fund something. That's
Not just like carrying the money and saying,
No.
oh, this is money that
I'm not a fan of giving a lot of money to.
Yeah. I think I also agree, just because I have a younger brother who at a very young age was also able to make a lot of money, and because he didn't have the financial knowledge, he wasn't able to handle that, so he lost almost all the money. And he also like didn't kind of take my advice, young people, and let me do my own thing. So I think I agree the same thing. Like my younger siblings as well, that's what I do for them. Like they'll come and tell me, oh, like Ify, Chidi, I want to start a lip gloss business.
Exactly.
I just gave her money and made sure that she kept me up to date with, like, this is what I spend. So every month I kind of ask her, okay, how is the business? Do you know your profit? Like I needed to make sure that she learned that she was making profit, how much has she broken even, things like that. So it's helping her know more about her business. And once I put that start capital, that's it. So now like the business, she has been able to actualize whatever money we put in the business, and now she has broken even as well. So I think I agree.
makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So the next one that I have is, can you guys walk me through your like budgeting? Because I know that some people might also be struggling. Maybe not struggling, or maybe they are budgeting, but it might not be working for them. Maybe at the end of the month, they don't know where all the money went to. But it seems like you guys are very grounded in terms of your budget. So can you maybe give an example of how you guys budget that at the end of the month, nobody is broke, the house is not broke, you know where every single penny went to? Can you give me a brief rundown of your budgeting?
Over to you, baby.
Thank you, baby. No, I mean, there are some months where at the end of the month we are quote unquote broke.
Okay.
But
we just
that,
moved.
yeah, that's exactly. But that's not because we were frivolous in our spending. It's because there are some things that happened, and we had to attend to that because it was urgent and important for us to attend to at that point financially. But we have a Google sheet where we plan months ahead. So, for example, we already have May, June, July, August, September, up until the end of the year already mapped out on the sheet. In terms of where we are at financially. Of course, we can update that as our earnings either rise or dip, depending on how the market goes. But we mentally already, once we look at the sheet, we know how finances look like, right? So on that sheet, we have the house expense. So when we talk about house expense, talk about rent, utility bills like electricity, heating. Of course, heating comes with the rent, but electricity, Wi-Fi to power the house, Netflix, Amazon Prime, YouTube Music because it's a family theme. Basically, utility that runs the house, right?
That's one spreadsheet.
Yeah, that's one spreadsheet. And then we also have, investment, savings, and expenses. For example, we're planning our wedding, so that goes into that family spreadsheet because it's the family that's planning the wedding. It's not just me. And then we have individual spreadsheets. So in this individual spreadsheet, we have our personal expenses. For example, fitness.
My hair, my nails.
Who gives a fuck about that? We have our FitX, fitness. We like to keep fit so that you can see.
Jesus Christ.
Muscle stuff.
If I'm watching this, if I'm resorting.
We have our personal fitness, personal expense, like money we send to the house, for example. Our parents back home in Nigeria.
Okay, that goes to family expenses.
That's a personal expense. It's separate, right? So she has family stuff that she's taking care of. I have family stuff that I'm also taking care of. We understand that, and it goes into the sheet. It's transparent. Everybody can see how much exactly do you send home every month from your paycheck. It goes onto your personal expense, not family expense, right? That's the understanding that we have. And then we have that personal expense, and whatever is left from the personal expense goes into the pool for family. So for, let's say, I earn after taxes, I collect 3.5, and my personal expense is 1K. That means into the pool I'm sending 2.5, and then she personal expenses like, I don't know, 2K, maybe she earns 4-5. That means 2-5 goes
into
into
the pool.
family expense, right? So we look at family expense pools like, okay, there's 5K, we pay rent, we pay utility bills, we ensure that we have money to take care of groceries for the month, whatever other expenses we need, we invest, we buy stocks, we ensure that we have fallback savings as well.
Yeah.
Whatever is left is divided into two, and that
each
becomes
person,
our
your pocket money.
pocket money.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Hope you are learning. Walk me through your investment approach. From our conversation now, it means that you don't invest individually. So how do you guys invest?
We have the Trade Republic account that serves as our investment account mainly for stocks and futures investment like ETFs, where we invest in ETF funds and also individual stocks if we feel like it. And then we also have real estate investments that we're pursuing. Hopefully in the next couple of months we should get our first property. So we also have that real estate investment that the family is also funding. So we are both co-signatures on that investment account. It's both our names that on it, so we own it together, right? So for now, it's just stocks, ETFs, and real estate that we have
Crypto.
and crypto. Sorry, I didn't need to think about crypto.
Yeah, we can handle it well.
Because it's too volatile. Anyways, that's another topic.
That's the reason why I'm
But yeah, we also have the crypto account which she manages as well. So every month, a certain amount goes into investing in
I think
crypto.
it's 80-20. 80 goes into stocks, crypto 20, right?
Yeah.
80.
So more goes into stocks and less goes into crypto. Yeah.
All right. So there's this question that I want to ask, right? I know that right now we are still trying to build our wealth, and I believe that we're going to be extremely successful. Did you guys in any way, any form, think of prenup at all? Did you ever cross it?
She asked me this question. Let me tell you the story.
Wait. Okay, let Kebaba tell. Then. Raju, wait. Kebaba, tell me.
So one morning, she just woke up and was like, baby, won't you like to sign prenup? I looked at him like, what do I have? What am I trying to protect? I don't have shit. What am I signing prenup for? It made no sense. Like, prenup for what?
But are you or against prenup? Are you for or against prenup?
I mean,
let's say, for example, you guys are coming in super wealthy. Maybe you have $1 million. You have $1 million. Is this something that you could like? Are you for or against prenup?
I mean, I understand the place of prenup in terms of protecting your wealth in an institution like marriage. There's a 50% chance that your marriage fails, right? If I told you right now, if you walk out of here, there's a 50% chance that you are going to get hit by a car or something is going to fall on your head. You most likely want to take a precaution because 50% means 1 in 2 chance that you could die. So you would want to take a precaution against, okay, if something ever happens to me, I am protected. So I could understand the case for prenup in a society like that, right? And in general, mostly in terms of protecting your wealth, if this institution goes south, because in the case of divorce, the system is favored in favor of the woman. More often than not, because more often than not, it's the man who holds the power and the wealth, right? So it doesn't really matter how you built it, as long as you get married to this person and now you're divorced, they are entitled to a certain amount of your wealth, right? So you would want to take
up to 50%.
I think it depends.
And then you'd want to protect yourself in the event that this goes south. I can understand it, but I'm a simple nigga with virtually nothing. Getting married with a simple woman, almost nothing, right? And we're trying, yes. And we are not broke. We are two different things, right? And our goal together, is to build wealth, right? And it's not individual wealth; it's collective wealth, right? So that's our goal. And my mindset is not one of signing a prenup. If I'm going to sign a prenup, it means that coming into the marriage, I have something substantial, not a little change that I'm bringing in. I'm not against prenup. I think it has its place, and it depends on your circumstances as an individual. But You will not sign a prenup behind your. I mean, you can't even sign a prenup behind your
Yeah,
partner's
your
back.
partner has to know. It's an agreement.
You have to be transparent with them and say, "Hey, come on," and you will know you have something. It's not the change 1,000, 3,000 euros that you have. I'm not signing prenup. What I protect?
Yeah, and I think another thing is that for us, yeah, because we came together like to build wealth, and we came together almost the same what's that called, net worth as my dear.
I'm listening to
Looking at her like,
Why you they look me like that?
keep talking. I'm listening to you.
So the truth is that if God forbid now there's the cases that people use to that the reason why people sign prenup happens. If they say 50%, I think he actually deserves it. If I get 50%, I deserve it. Do you get? So I think it's not going to be nobody which is
Karen does not agree with you.
I'm listening to you.
so anything I came to this relationship for.
I should not say anything.
What are you now saying?
But I think for me too, my take on prenup, I'm really really for prenup in terms of like you need to have something that you're protecting, right? And let's say, for example, you have something you're protecting, and your only reason is that so that your partner does not think they're thinking of divorce, is not true. So one of the advantages of prenup, let's say, for example, I'm coming from a very maybe rich place, my partner is coming from a very like we have a lot of money, right? And let's say, for example, your partner is someone that is into real estate. I know that most times real estate you deal with mortgages. If you sign a prenup and something happens to your partner, say the person dies, you don't inherit their debt. But if you don't sign a prenup and your partner takes the mortgages and all, you're going to take your partner's loan. But if you have a prenup, you don't inherit your partner's loan. Your partner will have to deal with
in
it.
that case,
So that's one of the. That's why I am for prenup as against. A lot of people think of it as, oh, you're thinking of divorce, but no, it's just a security, so that should in case anything happen, you're protected. Okay.
I mean, if he's going to do any real estate thing, it's we.
Is we exactly? Do you
Because
get,
it's
it
not
makes
like
sense.
he had before I came or I had before we came to the bar. So it's a situation. Did you have? Nah. Did you have?
I said I had no landed property before I met you.
Did you have?
Did you have to say that on camera?
But I did not. Did you hear me say landed properties here? He said landed properties even by himself. Whoa.
Okay. So then, I think now I want to, it's just for the viewers also. Have you guys had some financial challenges that you guys faced together has now helped you people align better and understand that this is a unit?
We are broke now.
Are we broke?
No,
we're not broke.
Okay, you're not broke.
You just want certain things.
You tell we are broke.
That's how this morning she woke up.
There's something I'm begging you for.
I think there's an understanding in our union that it's a union.
Yeah.
The person has to give it. Can be annoying.
It's no longer one person, right? It's a union, and so by the fact that it's a union, it means that individual decisions no longer hold weight. It's like, yeah, you have your viewpoint, you have how you see things, you have how you reason, but you also now have to either convince this person or also make them see reason why your viewpoint makes sense, especially when it comes to finances. For example, I wanted to buy something as simple as this TV stand. And I had to make a case for why, because there were two versions we could get, right?
Yeah.
We get a black one, which was significantly cheaper.
20 euros.
And we could get, it was 20 euros cheaper than the white one. The white one was more expensive.
Yeah.
If I was living by myself, I would have gotten the white one. It's just 20 euros, right?
What do you think I will get?
But now I had to make a case for why. I had to make a case for why this white one was better, even though it was significantly more expensive. Yet, and though that's not a financial challenge, but you have to explain to this person why spending more is better. It's like, why? Yeah, you understand? And so that's what comes with being in a union with someone. It's like your money, as long as you guys have the understanding, because there are people who understand that as a woman, any money that I earn is my money. We are simply feeding on the man's money.
I don't even think that's fair.
But if you guys have the understanding, if you guys have the understanding, then it's like whatever financial challenges you guys have is together now. If this other person is broke because they want to attend to a family expense that just came up that they could have attended to if they were single, then the house that both of you now have to put heads together. I'm like, okay, how do we fix this? It's no longer how do you fix it? It's like, how do we fix it? Because your problem is my problem, and my problem is your problem.
It's not always rosy, It's not always rosy because sometimes it can bite. Like the fact that you want to do something, you have to do like me. I'm planning a PowerPoint presentation this evening that I'm supposed to present to you so that you will agree to something that I want because it is expensive and not so financially practical, but I want it. So it's like the fact that if you're a single person, if it was just me.
Yeah.
I don't do I'm finished. I don't do that in finish. But the fact that you have to go and then like get this person on board for you people to actually do it, it just takes. I think at the back of your head you just have to have that respect for the person. Like even if you have maybe money to do, you just have to know that this person is my partner right now, and then like I have to get them on board. And it's not like they are trying to be wicked. If the person answers you with a wicked answer, then you know, okay, maybe you have a reasonable partner or something. But if the person is giving you a reasonable answer and you just need to, because sometimes truly we also need money for impractical things. What's the beauty of life? So you have to really ask for the impractical. You hear me, baby? I spoke with sense.
Yeah.
Consider that this evening.
She made a point there, which is even if you have the money to do it,
discuss it,
you still have to bring it. Kind of. We have this mutual respect for each other, right? The fact that I can afford to do something doesn't necessarily mean that I should. Right?
Without your partner's knowledge.
Without my partner's, not just knowledge, without my partner's consent. Like she has to say, I'm fine with this. Even if it makes sense to me and I can, because for example, this 20 euros thing is 20 euros.
You
I
can
can cover 20 euros.
Money.
I can bring it from my pocket money and say, it's 20 euros, I'll cover it, right? But then that would disregard how she feels about that decision. Right? So there has to be that mutual respect that goes both ways. Even if I can afford to do something or she can afford to do something, we still have to be on the same page with regards to that decision.
Okay.
Amen.
What amount of money do you think I'll give you guys that will make you retire? Answer, then he answers.
We have it in the answer now.
How much?
10 million euros, right?
I mean, 10 million euros when I'm 60. When we are 60.
10 million euros when we are 60.
I mean, but if
I said something else.
You said 100 million. This is ridiculous because I don't know what you're doing with 100 million at 60.
When you asked me, I said 100 million. I like plenty more.
So personally, I've done the math.
Yeah.
And based off of our current living expenses, with inflation factored in, if we retire at 60, 65, if you give me 10 million euros at that age, I'm perfectly fine. I'm not even going to finish spending that money because if we spend 10,000 euros a month at 65, which is ridiculous because at 65, I expect us to already have our own house fully paid off, which we don't pay rent or mortgage on. So which means we're not paying any money to the bank, right? The only thing we need to take care of is just our living expense. At 65, our kids are already moved out. They are married. They have so it's just us, right? So let's say our living expense is 10,000 euros monthly, which is ridiculous for a 65-year-old. Right? It will take us.
It depends.
Relax. It will take us around 83 years to finish spending $10 million.
Okay.
With 10,000 euros a month. Let's say we're traveling and we'd like to travel first class, you know.
But like maybe one night is what?
How many times do you do transatlantic flight? Because you're in Europe, you want to go here, say you want to go to Paris, you want to stay in a 5-star hotel, but you're not doing that every month again. For me, if I'm 65, 10 million. If you're talking about right now, when I'm 28, when I'm 28, I'm 28.
You are 28?
I'm 28.
I'm
28. When I'm 28, if you're talking about right now, I would say 5 times that, so 50 million. 50 million. If you give me 50 million right now, I retire.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Me double that.
100.
Yes.
Of course.
It's not like when you say retire, it's like not do anything or no.
Yeah, you can just now live your life. Like you can now live your life.
You're not working for money.
You're not working for
money. 100.
50 for me.
Okay. Yeah, it's very noble.
Okay. And then my last question to you guys: how do you guys define happiness? As you guys are working extremely hard towards getting wealthy, like I believe is a journey. So how do you guys then define happiness along this journey? Like, what brings you, or what does happiness mean to you people on this your journey to building wealth?
Answer first. I see the thing.
I see the thing.
Guy, take answer.
Why? Because my brain will work sharp.
Yeah, I never sabi the answer.
I think for me, it's in those tiny moments where you can just, your brain just logs off in that moment. It's the activity you're engrossed in and you're just captivated by it. For example, it could be as simple as watching a TV show with her while I'm licking eclairs. And I'm just,
Spoiling your teeth.
yeah, the teeth will still spoil. Now I'm 60 years, doesn't matter, the teeth will still spoil. And I'm just cuddled up and my leg is on her lap and I'm just watching my favorite TV show. It could be hanging out with friends, our games night, or I'm cycling with my guys. It could be nights out with my guys. But I think for me, it's about capturing those intricate, intimate moments with people who matter a lot to me. Yeah, outside of the whole daily hustle and bustle, trying to figure out what life is.
Go home.
Exactly. At the end of the day, I'm home. I'm home, and I'm home with people who matter to me.
You.
Yeah.
For me, my happiness is directly linked to my peace of mind. If I'm not walking around with obstructive breath, like I'm not heavy-hearted, I'm happy, kind of. And yeah, that's always been my definition of happiness. It's more like, am I at peace right now? If I look around me, is there something disturbing me or not? Like things might be happening, but then if my mind is at peace, then I'm happy. It doesn't matter. Whatever is happening, I can navigate it, but I'm at peace. That's what happiness means to me, my peace of mind.
Yeah. Thank you. And then the final part.
Gender role thing in a relationship is that it's like once we are in a relationship, your role as a man is provider and protector.
Yeah.
Right? And my role as a woman is to nurture.
Yeah.
That's it. I do not do shit to provide. And a lot of women take this to the extreme where they are in a position to assist their men, but they choose not to because it's not their responsibility. We are in a quote unquote we're in a traditional relationship where your job is you bring the bread and I figure out what to do with that.
Yeah.
Do you get? And I think that's limiting in a sense because you are a helpmate if we are going traditional, right? As a woman, you are the man's helpmate. What does this mean? In today's economy where we require to make sense of finances, you require two-income household.
Yeah.
If you are going to move from whatever level you are, whether it's low-income household to middle class, whatever level you are, if you want to go higher in today's economy, given the inflation rates, given the hike in prices and everything, you need a two-income household. It's not ideal, but it's what the current situation calls for. Yeah. You are a helpmate to the man, meaning if you earn, whatever you earn should help the provider in this case to augment what he's bringing in so that the house together can function, not two individuals. Because again, I think another thing is that people fail to see themselves as a union, but more as two individuals coming to do stuff. If you still see that, then you will still have a certain individualistic tendency where your money is your money and whatever comes in the family is the family's money.
But then again, I mean, like really thinking about it here, I don't blame a lot of women. I told you this the other day when we read that on Twitter, because women have been burnt by this kind of situation, right? You have a man that wants to be the lord and master, right? You take your money, and there are different scenarios to this. You take maybe your income, and you give it to him, and then he now gives you peanuts. This was a complaint from people. Like when I was growing up, it was what they say. Hey, they submit a salary, give the man. The man, we want to cook soup. The man will now say, is there no crayfish? Is there no yam? Like your lifestyle will become worse. Because the man is the one handling the money. There's another one where they are lazy men, where because the man says, okay, if he provide, he stops working hard to provide. He just leaves everything for you. If that's the case, if somebody like that I met, I won't even let you know that I have. I might let you know I have some, but it's not. I don't think it's wise for me to let you know what I have, so that I can. It's a way of pushing you out there, because maybe you are the kind of person that motivation is motivation for you. I'll just be I'll be helping you small. Maybe if I see you roll this night, if I say, honey, I'll go and borrow money for school fees, I'll go and bring the money so that you can work hard to give me back that money just to motivate you. So, like a lot of women have been burnt, in this. So I kind of get where they are coming from to about this. Yeah.
So That is it, guys. If you guys have any more questions for them financially before getting married and all of that, this podcast has run really long, but I won't even lie, I really, really enjoyed it. I learned a lot of things from them as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us today. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in our next one. Do you guys have anything to tell them?
Well done. The reason I'll tell you is that, yes, look at what social media is saying, like take advice from people, but at the end of the day, look at your situation before you do everything. Many people have strengths and weaknesses. That someone's weakness is financial doesn't mean that the person is a horrible person, and doesn't mean that the person cannot learn. You just work according to your situation. You don't have to have it too. So in some situations, the thing that works for them is the woman is the nurturer, the man is the provider. It worked for our parents. It might work for you because everybody cannot be outside. If you cannot afford everybody being outside, that's why.
Yeah, don't take advice from social media. Figure out what works for you. Two people in a relationship, whatever works for you works for you. It doesn't necessarily have to work for the wider population. Figure out what makes you and your partner happy and work, and stick to that. And a lot of things that happen on social media are lacking context, and you don't have the full picture of what's happening. So before you take sides and jump to conclusions, look at your situation, figure out what works for you. Peace.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys joining me today. And yeah, guys, we'll have them back on the podcast. So if you have any topic that you want them to talk about as a couple, you can also leave it in the comments, and we'll see you guys next time.
Look at us in couple discussion. Wow.